Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Second year students, now this is our lecture. Actually, it is the last lecture pertaining to Old Man and the Sea. Now we are going to meet the end of the story. As we know, in day number 4 that he get the marlin, it is a climax. Immediately after just 1 hour, he is facing another he is facing an enemy, which is the following action, that is the shark, and you know the consequences of the events of the following action. Now we are going to meet the end of the story. What do we find here? That he decides to complete his fighting till the end. So now despite Santiago, he is without hope. He is never give up. That he decided to complete the fight until he died, until the end, because no way of escaping, no way of stop his fighting. That he is similar to a dead person now, since he is without hope. That he is similar to a dead person, and now it is dark. We remember that it is day number 4. It gets dark, and here that he was already dead means, since he is without hope, that's why he means that he is already dead. Also he rise, he remember now when he rise for God, if he got the fish. Also he is tiring, that's why he stopped crying. But of course he is one who hold his belief and his religion. Then he is going to talk about the concept of luck, and we remember that Santiago at the beginning of this story, that he is described as being unlucky person. That's why Monolin, the boy, is ordered by his parent to leave Santiago, since he is without luck. Now he said that I have the luck, since I get the marlin, I have the luck, but maybe it is half of the luck, or maybe I destroyed my luck when I lost the fish. But at the end he have a luck, since he gets the marlin. Now here he is going to talk about the loss. Of course, loss on materialistic level, he lost so many things. He lost harpoon, broken knife, and his hands are badly wounded. Also he lost the marlin, half of the marlin. So he talk about materialistic loss. This is the life. Either we are loser or winner, and if you are not the winner, so you are the loser. So we supposed to accept this reality. And here I want to talk about the loss of the harpoon, and what is the meaning of the loss of the harpoon. Harpoon here represent to, or the loss of the harpoon represent to everyone in modern age, that he lost his belief or his faith, and and those represent to modern man, 20th century man. Also, what do we have? Once more he returned to talk about the luck. Luck can comes in different form for you, and what they ask. This is the luck. Luck could be to be good friends, like the monolith. Could be good health, could be good past, good history, or good memory, amongst others. This is the luck, not necessarily to be materialistic level. So luck we don't have in our mind for such a things. يعني here when we talk about the concept of lost and winner, of course we talk about lost on materialistic level and on spiritual level. Also here luck, يعني not necessarily to be money, not necessarily to gain with you on the materialistic level. No, here might be on different forms. Could be might be your health, might be your friends, might be your family. So this is also can be said on the form of the luck. It is dark, he is alone, without weapon, without harpoon, without knife, without rope, and his achievements, the marlin, his friend, is completely destroyed. It's, let me say, يعني I expect it is part of most of its good parts is destroyed by a shark. Now يعني since it is dark, it is something pessimistic vision. You remember when he is take what struggle with the marlin when it's come dark, he just look to the sky, talk to the stars as if they are friends. Now the matter is completely different because he himself is different. I mean Santiago, since he have this experience, the struggling with the shark, this make him different. Now he has what a pessimistic vision towards the life, and you know that experience, and we talk about the philosophy of the fault, philosophy of the experience in previous lectures, that give to a person a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. And here this is Santiago, that he gathered all his knowledge and wisdom through his experience in the sea. Sea represent to the life, Santiago represent to us, and as similar to Santiago, we have to gather our wisdom and experience throughout our exposure to the problem of this life. One came finally. What doing by this? That he is attacked by the other shark. I think this is the last shark, and you can imagine which situation that he found himself in. It is dark. He is without weapon, and here we have this wicked enemy attacked him. But this time he is going to move away from him, so to reach the land, and he get what he want. I mean he avoid this shark, and the old man and the old man could save what remain from the marlin. And now in this paragraph that there is another shark that they are under his boat, and they make such a movement, pick up crumbs from, as if they are picking up the boat. But now Santiago never paid any attention to the shark. This indicates that we supposed not to make a struggle with whatever face us. Not every enemy required us to stop and struggling with him. Some of them we can just never pay any attention for him. Some of them are silly, some of them are just jealous of us, or some of them just want to annoy us. So we can sometimes must stop and struggling with them, to fighting them till the end. But some of them, they are silly enemy. That's why we can just complete our journey without paying any attention. This is a good solution for them, since they are not so important. So why we give them an importance and stop to fighting them? This is what do we have in this. Now he could see the lights of the beach, and he is complete. And the one when you know what is that wind is our friend, or anyway, is our friend. That means when we talk about the wind before this, and we talk, it is a source of hope. Represent to here, it represents that he said it is his own friend, and it seems that he yearned to his home, his friend, his bed, all his past life. This journey is necessary for Santiago to appreciate his life that he had. You remember in the beginning of this novel that he starts his life completely alone and sad. Since he is alone, now he went this life. Now he went to return to his life. This journey is necessary to appreciate what he had. That we said before this time, luck might come in different level, in different forms. So in this time only he reached to this realization that that he is lucky person to have a home, to have a friends, those all friends, I mean, to have a bed. So all these things are what are form of luck that he doesn't appreciate this before this time. Only when he lost them, only when he get away from them, he missed them. That's why this journey is necessary for all of us to appreciate what do we have in our life. Most of human beings never satisfied with their present situations, or does not satisfy with what they have. So this journey necessary. I mean the difficulties of this life. When we talk about shark, you're supposed to have the symbolic meaning for the shark. So facing the difficulty of the life, facing the difficult situations, this is necessary for us to appreciate what do we have in our normal life, to realize how much we are lucky, to appreciate what do we have, and we don't notice them, or always we are complaining, always we are what saying that we have a bad luck, bad life. Actually not that. We supposed to be what optimistic as much as possible. So fighting with the shark is necessary. Fighting with the shark is not a choice, it is his fate. That's why, but it is necessary to appreciate what do we have between our hands. This is the idea here. It is still dark, and he could see the harbor, and here through all those three paragraphs he described the state of Santiago when he finally tried to reach his home. He is completely tired. He is forced to stop so many times. His hands are badly wounded. He couldn't reach to his home in easy way. He stopped so many times to take rest because he is an old. He passed through all those struggles with wicked sharks, with the huge marlin. So it is not an easy for such a man. And finally, what he of course also we supposed to put symbolic meaning of those fighting, symbolic meaning of this tired. This is man who passed his own fighting through all his days, and represents, as we said, every one of us. Of course you are going to get tired, but what he gained this knowledge, he gained this wisdom. Now he returned to his home. He lay down on his bed and take off his shoulder, and but also what I went to this point, his palms of his hands are up. You can imagine the situation how he fall asleep as if he is dead. For everyone who comes now to see Santiago in this situation, in his face there is wounded on his body, and his face is very tired, and the palm of his hand up now as if he is dead, because he is very tired from those struggles with those wicked sharks and with the huge marlin. Now in the fifth day, look to the events of the fifth day. They are going to move quickly. Now we spend day number 4. It is very long since we have so many struggles. Now day 5, it's something very quick. We are going to meet so many characters in this day. Now Monolin come to his home, and he is shocked by seeing such a Santiago who is falling asleep in this way. At the beginning he thinks that he is dead. I tell you that it is not an easy for an old man to spend all these days, all these struggles alone. But when the boy focuses that he is breathing, that he sure that he is what he is still alive, and he become heavy, and he prepared coffee for him as usual. This is the boy. This is Monolin. He is very loyal, a friend to the old man. Actually, the relation between Santiago and the boy, it is not new. We talk about this relation. Just I want you to refresh your mentality with the friendship between Monolin and Santiago, and what the boy represents to Santiago. And what he went to the road and bring him a coffee, as I tell you. Another people comes, another characters, they are fishermen. Many of the fishermen now are gathered around the skiff, around the boat, and looking to what, to the skeleton of the marlin. طبعا here the skeleton of the marlin is important. Why? Because it is an evidence, it is a proof for the about Santiago fighting, about Santiago heroic fighting. طبعا the skeleton is very huge. It is يعني this indicate that his fighting is heroic. It is not an easy for one person to get such a huge fish. That's why the skeleton is important for Santiago, to prove for others that he get the marlin. Despite they themselves, those the fishermen themselves, mocked Santiago at the beginning of the story. We remember it when they mocked him, saying that he don't have any ability of getting fish anymore. But now the skeleton approved for them that he is a successful fisherman, and he get the marlin and alone. The boy now the boy between them, and they asked him how he is. Actually, he is, how Santiago, what is the case of Santiago now? He said sleeping. Now he is sleeping, and never disturb him. He went to him to take a rest. Actually, now the fishermen feel some sort of they are sorry because they mocked him at the beginning. Now they feel that they are commit a mistake towards this man. At the beginning they mocked him, they claiming that he couldn't have ability of fighting, but now they realize that he is a successful fisherman. He is better than them. Okay, that's why they feel regret within themselves. And one of those fishermen said he was 18 feet from nose to tail. Now he talked about the measure of the skeleton, the measure of the marlin. Why? Because he is a fisherman. This fisherman, when he talk, he is a fisherman, so he know how he measure the skeleton. He know what kind of the skeleton for which fish it belongs. This is his job. I want you to focus on this point. This is a fisherman, and this is his job. He is special in this job, so he know this skeleton relating to a marlin. What kind of fish? Marlin, only marlin. And he know the he could let me say, he could measure the size of this marlin. Why? Because he is experienced person. This is his own job. He is not any outsider. No, this is a fisherman, and this is which indicate that he know his job. Now I want you to focus on other characters also. I will have the conversation between between a fisherman and the monolith, and to indicate how much he is sorry. And he went to talk to Santiago, but the monolith, the boy, refused. Because he take rest, not to bother him, and so he give him this message that to tell him that he is sorry. But sorry for what? The boy never asked him why he is sorry, but we understand why he is sorry. As a reader, we know why he is sorry. Now the boy returned to the home, and he find him, he is work, and as usual he prepared coffee, he prepared bring some wood to make fire, and make food for him. And now this is the first conversation between them after a long separation. Drink this, he said, tell him, he mean drink this coffee, The old man took the coffee and drank it, and the first sentence he tell to the boy that they bet me, Monolin. They truly bet me. What he means by this, of course, this is an important. So, students, what do you think? What means by they? Who are they, and why they beat him? Of course, the boy طبعا amazing, or he is shocked by saying they beat him. What by they, of course, he means what, the sharks, and he don't say that they destroyed the marlin or they ate the marlin. No, he said they beat me. Means why? Because he and the marlin are the same. Since the marlin represent to his hope, since represent to his futures, so eating the marlins means eating Santiago himself, destroying Santiago himself. That's why he said they truly beat me. He didn't beat you, not the fish. This is the marlin. So this is the boy. He said he didn't beat you. That you are still alive. Since you are still alive, so you are not the one who beat. And also the fish. There are skeleton of the fish. There is an evidence about the fish. It was this. I say this boy is an important for what is important for Santiago, since it's as if he is what positive energy, since he is what always provide him with a positive power. So we required such a monolith in our life. We need such a friend in our life. Always we pay attention to your association, your friends. You're supposed to take those people who has those power, positive power, not to be what to belittle you, always to push you forward, always to stand with you in your difficult times. Actually, we have also another character, that is Rodrigo. Rodrigo is, of course, he is not a new character. He appeared in the beginning, but now we have his name, and you know that the final day, 5 day, is rather quick. The events of this day is quick, and we are going to meet different names, different characters in this day. And here we have this character. Also we have another characters appeared here. What he said, now we fish together again. This is the boy talk to Santiago. He said, no, I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky anymore. The hell with luck. The boy said, I'll bring the luck with me. Here, this is the idea that the boy went to fish with Santiago, but Santiago refused. He's saying that, the boy saying that I will bring the luck with me. This is the idea, because the boy himself is the luck by himself. You know that when he comment on the idea of the luck, that luck comes in different forms, and the boy is the luck by himself. And here the boy reached to this point that they going to complete each other. When they fish together, the monolith is the boy himself is what represented the youth, and this man Santiago represented the experience. So they are going to complete each other. And when he's saying that, remind him by his family, that your family are going to refuse this, that he said that I can't take the decision of mine, that is going to what to complete fighting with Santiago. Now this conversation happened in the morning of the 5th day. Now it is an afternoon of the 5th day, and we have was a party of the tourists, and at the terrace, look to the importance of those group of people who are the tourists. Tourists are a group of people who come to visit the sea. They are strangers. They are not they are foreigners. They are not native for this land. So they just come to visit, to entertain, and return to their home. Those are what do we mean by such a group of people. So students, those tourists are very important. Why? Because we are going to meet a conversation with a waiter, and they have their judgment on the skeleton. Now they are see the skeleton of the huge marlin, and they are amazing. Said, what's that? One of them, she asked a waiter, and pointing to the fish, to the skeleton of the fish. Now, what he said, I mean the waiter, he said it is tiburon. He means shark. He was meaning that to explain what he had happened. Of course, and the language, their language is different, and so we expect that their communication is going to be not fully understand concerning the language. And the waiter saying that it is what it is he thought that it is a shark. And also most of them have this idea that this is a skeleton of a shark, not a skeleton of a fish. And here, this is, we have to stop at this point, that look to group of the fishermen when they are around the fish, the skeleton of the fish, they quickly judge its measure, quickly judge its type. Why? Because this is their own job. Now here we have a waiter, that his job of course in a restaurant, and here we have a group of tourists that they are just visitor to this land. When they look to this skeleton, they don't appreciate it, they judge it wrongly. They said it is a skeleton of a shark since it is very huge. And this is an important, because those those group of people represent to every one of us in our life. This is represent to those outsider person who appreciate things superficially. Yani they have not real judgment on events. They symbolize the attitude of all men who are spectators of the human experiences. They are not participants. They are only observers. They are only spectators. They see and judge without understanding actually, and so their judgment is superficial, because this is those group of people comes to entertain only. That's why they don't analyze things deeply. So this is their judgment. Here we have to stop at this point. And we have not to affected by their speech, since they are not experienced. This is not their field. So we expect that their judgment is wrong. This is one thing. Also on our part, we need to be like them. Sometimes we need to be like a tourist fashion. Yani we suppose sometimes we have much torture in our life. So we need to be superficial, not to analyze deeply with those with those details, since they torture us. So sometimes we need to be superficial with certain moments in our life. But of course, when you have a real achievement, when you have a real effort, we supposed not to pay attention to those superficial people, since their judgment is not correct, because they don't evaluate your effort, they don't evaluate your achievements. Good. Sometimes we need to be like them, need to spend our life in a tourist fashion, to as if it is a journey. If you have very difficulties in your life, and not to torture yourself anymore, take the matter easy. Don't analyze them deeply and focus on superficial things only. This is the characters of the tourists. Students, pay attention to this point please. And yes, what do we have here? I didn't know sharks, he said much. This is the conversation between one of the tourists and the waiter. And I didn't either. I didn't know a shark. He had such a handsome, beautiful form tails. Yani this is the tourist say, and the waiter, I didn't either, her male companion said. So both of them, neither the waiter nor the tourist see a shark. So both of them, their judgment is still superficial, and it is, of course, it is not correct. This is the end of the story. Look to the side of the road in his shade. The old man was sleeping again. He was still sleeping on his face, and the boy was sitting by him watching him. The old man was dreaming about the lions. This is the end of the story. It ends with the dream of the lions, because now they decide to fishing together, because they complete each other. It ends with the dream technique, and we understand what do we mean by the dream technique, and especially the lines, because this man highly connected with those with those animals. Now this is the end of the story. We comment on what we comment on so many characters. So the tourist also, we comment the loss of the harbor. Let's talk about what. Can you analyze the structure of the play according to three-tag pyramids, students? I want you to focus on this point. You know what doing by three-tag pyramids, the steps of this pyramid, and now we finish the story. Could you analyze it according to this method of analysis or not? Also, we have dramatic structure. Some of the critique analyze it according to dramatic structure. Yani they said that it's similar to play. A play consisting of what? Consisting of 3 acts. Most of the play consists of 3 acts, and this is similar to the play that we have before the journey, in the journey, and after this sea journey. Okay, before it, when he is alone, when he is isolated, I mean Santiago, when he is suffering of this loneliness, and when he this is the first act. Second act, when he make his journey, and you meet the problem. Most of the real events happen in the second scene. I mean what? From day 1 to day 4. The final act, it is day number 5, when he returned to his home with the skeleton of the marlin, and we meet so many characters in scene 3, or يعني in day number 5 we have so many characters, as if we have cinematic technique. Why? It is something يعني similar to camera moving from one character to another quickly, as if we have يعني something similar to movie. The events move quickly. You know that the movie sometimes take 2 hours, another time the duration of the movie sometimes 3 hours. So يعني the director abbreviate most of the events in 2 or 3 hours. So this is similar thing happened in the last day number 5. I mean, since we have frequent characters appeared in this scene, so this is what do we mean by cinematic technique. This is what means day number 5 is composed of several short scenes are joined together, and the eye of the camera catch up all of them. It shifts its focus swiftly, as if it is one short scene. One short scene follow the other. Since we have different characters, first we have Santiago fall asleep, then comes the boy, then comes the fisherman, then comes one of them who is talking to talking to the boy. Then Rodrigo comes, then comes who? Group of the tourists, one of them talking to the waiter, and there is the final conversation between this tourist and the waiter. It's something move quickly, and the writer covered them all, and all of them there is a meaning behind them. This is what do mean by cinematic technique. At the end of this, the end is significant, since the end as if the camera stop at where? At Santiago, and Santiago dreaming of the lion, Santiago connected with the lion always. Here this is the end is very significant, because to indicate that most of this personality of this character is connected with those youth. He is still yearning to his past, and dreaming with lions. So because he is the major characters, so the story starts with this person. You remember the first sentence of this story, he was an old man, and this is the end also. It starts and ends with the same character. He is a major character. He is let me say, he is a central character, and this is the novella. It traces the major character from the beginning till the end. This is one features of the novella. We have minor characters, but the focus on the center character only. So it starts and ends with the same major characters, and we trace the development of this character in a very very detailed way. This is concerning students the structure. This is concerning whether we can analyze it according to pre-tag pyramids. Also we can comment on a dramatic structure, يعني as a story. يعني whenever we have action, whenever we have events, we have to comment on them. We talk something about cinematic technique. We have talked about the lost, whether Santiago is winner or loser, but here I want to remember it because it is very important. We have a tragic end. What do you think, student? Is the end is it tragic for you or not? Do you have sympathy with the Santiago or not? And what kind of character is Santiago? All these things are going to discuss them together within the lecture. Thank you very much, students, for your paying attention for me to all this course. I hope we have covered them. I hope that you get benefit from this course. Thank you very much.